Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 230th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So Cool G Rap is someone I previously had on the page, back when I reviewed his 1990 LP, Wanted Dead or Alive, which he did with his partner in crime, DJ Polo. And I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below if you want to give it a watch. But while Cool G Rap is someone I personally always had on my rap Mount Rushmore, at least in terms of MCing, lyricism, and pure technical ability, for some reason, you don't often see his albums held in the same light as some of his contemporaries, who also debuted in the mid to late 80s, like Rakim, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, or Public Enemy. I even remember hearing someone say Kool Rap doesn't have any classic albums, and I'm not 100% positive, but I believe that was on the Joe Budden podcast. At least the now defunct good version with Rory and Mal, back before Joe would mercilessly pummel his former amazing podcast into the ground. Regardless, I bring that up to say I completely disagree, as not only is Kool G Rap's 1995 solo LP 456 a classic in my eyes, but so is the album we are honing in on today, 1992's Live and Let Die. However, to be fair, maybe I'm just biased from being such a massive G-Rap fan, so I would be interested to hear from you guys in the comments down below, and feel free to let me know whether you think this duo produced any classic material throughout their long-standing musical relationship. If anything, Kool G Rap not having a definitive classic across the board just makes it even more impressive that he's so consistently ranked as one of the best lyricists to ever do it. Because all that means is he's so insanely talented when he gets on the mic that you really have no other choice but to give him his much deserved props. If you aren't personally too familiar with G-Rap, the reason he's held in such a high regard is due to his inhuman ability to paint these vivid and poetic pictures, which he delivers through a surgical flow that was light years ahead of its time, to the point it kinda still is to this day. His trademark lisp and deeper register help him stand out on whatever track he shows up on, and it fits like a glove over this album's constant hard-hitting production, which is full of grimy, sinister loops and samples. I have to share at least one or two of my favorite lyrical moments off of this thing, starting with Kool G's opening verse on the legendary single Ill Street Blues. I'm not gonna read the entire verse, but I'll pick it up at the part he says, "What's up, Black?" Give his hand a smack, then up pulls a Cadillac, "Yo, baby, we'll be back." Jumped right on inside, not too many people saw us, thinking about who gotta get robbed because the mob got a job for us. They drove us down to this other section of town where the clowns there be paying for protection. They want us to send a message to Jimmy the bartender, lend a friend the money next you're ripping off his car fenders. He's coming up short 'cause he snorts coke. Dope, nope, and hope he don't get caught. He owes some Benjamin Franklins, every last bit of 'em, but Jimmy's pockets are empty, so now we gotta get rid of him. But Jimmy's wife is with him and they don't want to involve her. Hopped out the back seat, they gave me a revolver. Blast, you distract him while I go and whack him. Entered through the back side of the bar and then attacked him. He's screaming for his life, reaching for his wife. Shot him in the back of the head and jigged him with a knife. And that goes for anybody who's gotta pay they dues, you lose. 'Cause I got the Ill Street Blues. Another absolutely amazing moment this album offers up comes in the form of its final track, which is one of my all-time favorite posse cuts, with G-Rap being joined by the likes of Ice Cube, on top of both Scarface and the late legend Bushwick Bill of Ghetto Boys. These guys have great chemistry together, and I think it's pretty cool how this group track had big names from the East Coast, the West Coast, and the South, which was a pretty forward-thinking idea for 1992. There's only one other guest appearance on this LP, but considering it's the legendary Big Daddy Kane, you really can't be too disappointed. Really, the only sole issue I have with this album is that it isn't on any streaming services, which I have to assume is because of the pretty controversial album cover, that I believe actually got this thing pulled from a number of shelves back when it actually came out. Interestingly enough, I don't actually see DJ Polo listed as one of the producers for this album online at least, so I'm assuming he maybe just provided the cutting and scratching, and probably assisted with sequencing and executive production. Meanwhile, the killer instrumentals themselves were apparently handled by Cool Rap, as well as Trackmasters and Sir Jinx. For my top 3 favorite songs on this gem, overall I think I would have to go with Ill Street Blues, On the Run, and Two to the Head. Then when it comes to my honorable mentions, I want to shout out songs like Crime Pays, Home Sweet Home, Train Robbery, Number One with a Bullet, Operation CB, Straight Jacket, Letters, Edge of Sanity, and Still Wanted Dead or Alive. Thank you for watching my 230th video. Next up, we have a legendary group that I haven't covered since the early days of this channel, so look out for that one. And if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite moments off this masterclass in lyricism are. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay?
Look, the key to my soul is locked in the cage it opens. The framework was made from my own rib. Q, what came first, the crack or the crack lighter? Whichever one the first fiend used to bring back